Hey, leader, let me ask you something. Have you ever had one of those weeks where it feels like you're answering the same exact question over and over? Several people keep asking how to request a field trip. Someone else does the wrong thing when submitting a discipline referral. Or a teacher asked where to submit a maintenance request again. Parents want to know who to contact about something. And suddenly you feel like the information desk for your entire school. Now, let me coach you through something very important. Most of the time, it's not a people problem. It's a systems problem. Today, I'm going to be talking about the second system that every school leader needs, logistics systems. Let's get started. Hi, friend. Are you ready to move into a leadership position? Do you have interests and ambitions that you want to pursue, but feel like you don't know how to take that next step? Maybe you want to start your own coaching or consulting agency. I'm Mel, and I help educators define their career path through correct mindset, knowing your options, and getting prepared for your career transition. I will show you how to level up your leadership skills, share your expertise in a new way, create impact on a larger scale, and put your leadership in motion. As an educator for over 20 years, I started to feel underused and like I had more to give. I knew when the time had come for me to leave the classroom and affect change on a larger level. Now, I'm ready to help you determine where your talents and skills mesh with your passions and interests. Put your leadership in motion and move into that next phase of your educational career journey. Let me help you define your career path by having the right mindset, knowing your options, and getting prepared for that next leadership position. So power up and put your leadership in motion. Welcome back to the Empowered Educator Show, guys. I'm your host, Dr. Mel. I can't believe this is episode 243. I want to thank you all for being such faithful listeners. It means so much to me that you join me every single week. In the last episode, we talked about leader systems, those systems that help you lead yourself well, your priorities, your calendar, your reflection, your personal growth. But even after you have your leader system strengthened, you might actually realize something else. That if your school operations are not organized, your leadership can become exhausting. That's where logistics systems come in. Logistics systems are those structures that keep the school running smoothly day to day. They help reduce confusion, they create clarity. They increase consistency so you don't have to keep reminding people over and over and over about what to do. And they help everyone in the building know how things work. Instead of answering the same questions repeatedly, you create systems that make things clear. That's what we expect our teachers to do in the classroom, so we should be expecting everyone to do it in the building. So let me walk you through a few of those logistics systems that can make a huge difference in your school. At the heart of everything we do, guys, is teaching and learning. So, of course, that deserves a very good system. Instruction improves much faster when there are clear systems that are guiding it. That might include things like common pacing guides so that every grade level stays aligned. Teachers know what they should be teaching and when they should be teaching it. It could also include regular data meetings, so after those benchmark assessments, your team is able to get together and they can ask those questions like, what are students learning well, and where do we need to adjust? And then you might be able to build in some intervention blocks that are in that master schedule so that those students who really need that extra support can actually receive it. That's one of the things that we pivoted and did this year. Another system is walkthrough routines or real-time feedback routines. When you are regularly visiting classrooms and you're providing teachers with that quick feedback so they can quickly adjust their instruction, master it, and move on. One of the most important systems is during testing time. So this is teaching and learning, testing, it's all assessment, it's all intertwined. When you have a testing day coming up, on the day of testing, teachers should have no questions because you should have them so well prepped, and there should be a written protocol that they absolutely do not need you when it's time to assess their students. They should know exactly what your expectation is of them before it's even assessment time, before the assessment day, what their part in that is. They should know exactly what to do on assessment day, and they should know what to do as soon as assessments are over, whether they should hang in the room, whether they should go outside, what that looks like. And then it's great to close that feedback loop and actually get some feedback from the teachers after that day, where you can sit down with them, you can debrief, hey, what went well? What do we need to tweak? Give me your ideas, give me your feedback. When you have really strong systems, instruction becomes intentional instead of just random. You also have student culture and support systems. Leader, your culture does not build itself. If your expectations are unclear, every teacher ends up managing behaviors differently. Strong schools usually have about 3 to 5 school-wide expectations. If you're a PBIS school, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And those are posted everywhere, and they are taught consistently in every single classroom, even in specials and in the lunchroom. I'm talking about those awesome acronyms like SLANT, SLANT, sit up straight, lean forward and listen carefully, ask and answer questions, nod your head, track the speaker or the teacher. Also, there's HALLs. This is for your hallway behavior. Hands at your side, all eyes to the front, lips are zipped, low walking speed, and silent. Guess where the HALLs sign should be posted? In the hallway, so kids can see it all the time and be reminded. And if teachers forget what it stands for, especially new teachers, it's right there. Everybody knows the expectation. And your slant posters should be posted in every single classroom, so there is consistency no matter where the students are. And they know the expectation because they can see the sign as well. You might also create a positive referral system so that teachers can recognize those students who are consistently demonstrating those expectations. Your attendance systems are another big one. A quick daily check with the same day follow-up can make a huge difference in making sure that your students are coming to school like they're supposed to. Some schools also build in those tiered behavior supports, like we call it triage at my school. It's like that check-in, check-out program, where they buddy up with somebody who's consistently there for them, like a male teacher with a male student or a female teacher with a female student. It's that quick check-in of a morning just to see where they're at, get them level set if they're having a bad day before they go to class and things fall apart. And of course, all of those simple procedures matter absolutely so much. Clear expectations for the hallway, for lunch, for arrival, for dismissal. They're going to create a very calm environment where students know what's expected. And that helps regulate some behaviors and some emotions as well, because students don't get upset when things aren't following the way that they're supposed to be followed. Those systems are going to shape the culture for your entire building. Another logistics systems that leaders can absolutely not overlook is safety. We have to keep our kids safe. Every school needs a clear safety plan that staff members review regularly so that everyone understands their role. It is so imperative that you run those monthly drills for things like fire, severe weather, lockdowns, and then you debrief about what went well and what could be improved. A school that I work with does this well as far as creating protocols. They send it out with pictures in color. You know exactly where to go. It is a beautiful protocol, and you know how much I love a beautiful protocol. It's also extremely helpful and important to define roles before those emergencies happen. Who's the incident commander? Who manages reunification of families? Who communicates updates? Even during drills, you need to have those roles assigned so there's no confusion. Also, what happens if the leader of the building is absent and there's a real emergency? You need another person trained to step into the leader role and take charge. Recently, I was out a few days because we had some family members in from Vegas, and so I took off a couple of days. And of course, there was a real fire emergency while I was out. My phone went off. We have a tracking system for that. It's wonderful. It's called Share 911. My phone went off, and I'm like, what is happening? I was standing in my bathroom getting ready for the day, and I'm looking at it, was wondering what was happening. So I'm texting someone. I did not text my principal because I knew if this was real, he would not need to take his focus off of what was happening to answer my questions. So I texted my director of advancement because I knew her role was small. She doesn't have kids, so I knew she could answer me. Texting her saying, is this real or is this a drill? It was real. I did my part. I checked in that I was off campus, that I was marked safe. There was some breakdown. So we had to go over and do a debrief and really clarify what the expectations were during those drills or during the real thing, which that happened to be the real thing. There actually wasn't a fire, but we didn't know that. And something did trigger the fire alarm. So we had to get everybody out safely. We had another incident one time recently as well. We had a student put ramen noodles in the microwave and did not put water in there. So, of course, it all caught on fire in the microwave and it really just smoked it up. It didn't actually catch on fire, but it did smoke it up really bad. The fire alarm went off. It was after hours. We had a visitor in the admin center. We did exactly what we were supposed to do. I made him put down, he was actually there to fill out an application. I made him put down his stuff. I'm like, sir, I don't know what is happening. I need you to leave the building because I don't know where there's a fire. So we had those systems down pat. Also, even those small systems like visitor check-in procedures with badges or sign-in logs strengthen the safety of your campus. Some leaders also keep pre-written communication templates ready for families so that messages can be sent quickly if a crisis occurs. When safety systems are clear, guys, people respond with confidence instead of confusion. And when you practice all of these things, it becomes rote memory. There's another area where small systems can make a huge difference, and that's building operations. Think about maintenance requests. Without a system, teachers are probably just going to send an email to the principal, more than likely, or to someone that they think is going to be the person who takes care of whatever maintenance emergency that they think it is. Or they're going to text someone, or they're going to stop you in the hallway and expect you to remember by the time you get back to your office. You need a good system for that. If you have an online work order system, it's going to create clarity and it's going to ensure that nothing gets missed. Preventative maintenance calendars can help you track things like those HVAC systems, playground equipment, and transportation needs. Now, in larger districts, that is taken care of usually by someone who's over those specific things. So as a building principal, you probably or maybe don't have to think about that. In a small rural district or in a private school like ours, my principal is the facilities director. We don't have transportation necessarily. We do have a bus, a small bus when we go on field trips. We have a van that transports our high school students to the college and back. My principal is over both of those things. So he has to make sure that he has good systems and good calendars in place so things don't get missed. Your technology systems matter also. You need specific protocols and checklists for checking all of the devices, tracking all of the devices. You need to have clearer procedures for distribution at the beginning of the year and collection at the end of the year. All of that can prevent those headaches that sometimes happen when you don't have those great systems. We outsource our technology services So we didn't create those systems necessarily. We do have a lot of those systems because we do issue to our students and we do own the equipment. But for tech requests or any of that stuff, there's a ticket system, and that's not our system, it's their system. And we don't have to worry about it. It goes in that ticket system. If you don't put it in that ticket system, it doesn't get taken care of. And also think about all of those outside things that you might not think about on a regular basis. Things like how to reserve a room or a building if you rent those out to the community. How about requesting custodial support or accessing technology for events? These systems, they keep the building running smoothly without that constant intervention from the principal. Finally, one of the most important logistics systems is how information flows between people. Many leaders create a weekly staff newsletter or parent newsletter that includes a lot of key updates, reminders, important dates they need to keep in their head. That is a definite help on keeping things flowing smoothly and the communication going the right way. Meeting systems are extremely helpful also. Agenda templates and clear norms can make staff meetings more focused and productive. I am one that will shut people down if they're talking too much. I give them just a little bit, but I will shut it down and bring the focus back because I don't want to hang out all day just chatting. I got things to do. Another important system is onboarding. That is one that gets overlooked, especially in small districts. Now, big districts, you have usually an HR person or someone specific. In our case, in our small district, right now, we don't have just one person to do that. So it's kind of a conjointed effort between a few of us. So we created a great protocol to take care of that. New teachers and staff members benefit from a clear checklist that helps them understand procedures, those expectations, and those resources. And don't forget to assign a buddy. Even if they have taught for 20 years and you bring them into your district as a new person, they need a buddy just so they can learn the procedures. I'm the superintendent and I'm still finding rooms that I didn't know existed. And remember, you are the leader of your building, so create feedback loops. It might look like staff surveys or listening sessions or office hours where your teachers can share their ideas or their concerns. When communication systems are clear, guys, people feel informed and they feel supported. There's clarity and less confusion. Okay, so I talked about a lot of stuff, and I hope you were able to get some great information. Think about your protocols, think about your systems, all of that stuff, and where you need to work on some things. So here's something simple that you can do this coming week. I want you to ask yourself this question. Where does my school experience the most confusion? Is it communication? Is it in our behavior systems? Is it in our scheduling, our operations, our arrival, our dismissal? Pick one of those areas and then ask, what simple system could make this more clear for everyone? Ask your leadership team. Ask your teachers. They probably have some great ideas. You don't have to fix everything at once, guys, and you don't have to fix it by yourself. But one strong system can remove a lot of daily frustration for you. And then you can focus on those really important things like being in classrooms, building those relationships, and seeing what's happening with instruction so you can work on instruction and increase the achievement of all of your students. Leader, here's the big takeaway from today. Logistics systems are the structures that are going to keep your school running smoothly and keep you sane. They reduce confusion, they build consistency, and they create that environment where your teachers and your students can actually focus on learning. In the first episode, we talked about leader systems, which is leading yourself well. Today, I walked you through logistics systems, organizing how your school operates. Next Friday, I'm going to be talking about that third system that every school leader needs, and that is learning systems. Because at the end of the day, our ultimate goal of every school in every place is to make sure that our students are learning at high levels and that they are prepared for the next grade level and beyond. I kind of feel like Buzz Lightyear, to infinity and beyond. Leader, if this episode helped you to think differently about your leadership systems, make sure that you subscribe to the Empowered Educator podcast. That way you never miss an episode. And if you want to grow alongside other leaders who are building strong leadership systems in their school, I'd love for you to join the Empowered Educator community. That's where we continue these conversations and we support each other. We support the leaders. We support teachers who are in there, who are committed to building schools that are going to thrive. Leader, keep doing the work that matters. Strong schools are built on strong systems. And remember, keep going the extra mile to motivate, inspire, lead, and empower. Have an amazing weekend. I will see you back here next week. Bye-bye.